didn't know what to do. I didn't know. I wanted to leave like so badly, but I couldn't because I knew I would risk my freedom and jeopardize myself even more. And I didn't want to do that because now getting news like this, all I could think about is my kids. So later that night, I ended up getting approved like late, like I said, like 2 hours after I found out. Really, actually later than that. I got approved, and I remember rushing up to the hospital. I had my friend Abriana rush me and my cousin Amanda up to the hospital. That's where we met his girlfriend, and she basically was sitting there, and she was, you know, and she was very distraught and, you know, sad. She looked like she's been crying. And I remember pulling up, seeing the SUV that me and him bought, and it was like the window was broken, I believe, and it was like the police was surrounding it, and I was like, my face was completely red. I had tears. I was crying for all those hours from the time that I found out to the time that I made it to the hospital. I looked bogus. And I'm not gonna lie, I really at the time too, I really did not like his girlfriend, especially because it was like we were married and he had a girlfriend. You know what I mean? So, but in that moment, I couldn't really think about not liking her. I could only think about like, I want to see my husband, but they wouldn't let me see him. I guess they had said that the body had already been identified by his mom. So there was no need for me to go back and see him, which really hurt my heart too, because as his wife, you know, like I'm supposed to have that whatever, but because I wasn't a part of his, like I wasn't in his medical history as like an emergency contact, his mom was. His mom always was. She was able to do that, which, like I say, I mean, I don't find no hatred in it. It's just like, it just really hurt my heart because that was literally the last time I was going to be able to see him. But anywho's, words can't really describe, you know, like, words can't really describe how I felt. I just remember feeling lost. I regretted and hated myself for reasons that I couldn't make up. I just like, if I just really couldn't I couldn't understand why my husband had to go, especially so early. Like it hurted me so badly. I didn't want to bathe. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to really sleep. I didn't want to wake up. I didn't want to socialize. I didn't want to do anything. And I remember that my cousin was really there for me. Like, she would come and, you know, open the curtains, and she would like force me to get up, and she would cook for me, and I literally, like, I couldn't eat at all. Like, I come and, you know, open the curtains, and she would like force me to get up, and she would cook for me, and I literally, like, I couldn't eat at all. Like, I would take 2-3 bites and I would be done. And it was just, I remember for that time that I grieved, all I can think about was the first day that I met him. The first day that we spoke. The first day that I seen him and that I talked to him. Everything that we've been through. And we had a very, very, like, anybody that knows us could tell you that we had a very, very toxic relationship. Like, we were toxic. Like, our love was toxic, but it was strong, but it was very toxic. And I remember feeling like I lost myself because I invested so much time into him. Not even time, not even energy. Like, I created myself and I raised myself to be what he liked and what he wanted. And even though he still ended up later down the line losing a little bit of love for me and finding love into somebody else, it was my husband. I was chasing him. I still was putting all of my everything into being somebody that he would want. And I know a lot of people would say that, like, that's basically losing yourself. But that's what I did. I met him when I was 15. I'm 24 now. I've been with him for almost 7-8 years, literally. We had 2 kids. I went to jail for him. We did a lot of stuff that I will take to my grave still, that I won't tell anybody. And I really experienced, I'm not going to say I experienced life, but when you're young like that and you choose to, like, leave and go off into the world and be on your own, you do it alone typically. But see, I wasn't alone. I had him. And it was me and him every day, every hour. Literally, there was no seeing him and not seeing me. There was no seeing me and not seeing him. People used to call us, like, Bonnie and Clyde, you know, because, of course, you know, he indulged in, you know, always having or being around guns, and he was known for, you know, being able to take other people's guns. And, you know, of course, what comes with that is, like, a whole bunch of other stuff that I'm not going to go into detail about either. I'll save that for another time. But he was known for being that guy. So with that being who he was, I became who I was. And that was basically, like, you know, his number 2. And so I just remember, like, losing myself. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know where I was gonna go. As far as, like, once I got off house arrest, my thing was, once I got off, you know, of course I was gonna go chase after him, because that's how much I loved him.